Tonight I wanted to read a short story that I came across recently that, again, I mean, it's not a new story, but I came across it recently, and I want to share it with you guys because I think it's one that we can easily apply to our walk with Christ. And it was a story called The Star Thrower, and it was inspired by a 16-page essay written by somebody named Lauren Isley back in 1969. And the story begins like this. A man was walking on the beach one day and noticed a young boy who was reaching down, picking up a starfish and throwing it into the ocean. As he approached, he called out, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the boy looked up and said, "I'm throwing starfish into the ocean." "Why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" asked the man. "The tide stranded them. If I don't throw them into the water before the sun comes up, they'll die," came the answer. "Surely you realize that there are miles of beach and thousands of starfish. You'll never throw them all back. There are too many, and some that you throw back will probably just wash back up on the shore again. You can't possibly make a difference." The boy listened politely, then picked up another starfish, and as he threw it back into the sea, he said, "It made a difference to that one." I think we can easily apply this to our lives and our Christian walk by substituting some of the characters and images in the story with ourselves. We Christians would be the boy, and all those starfish on the shoreline would be lost Christians that are out there in the world that are needing salvation, and some of them don't even know it. And there are an innumerable amount of them, just like this old man was trying to tell this young boy in the story. He's like, you can't possibly make a difference. I think that the ocean could be viewed as salvation for them. And then the discouraging words from the man could be viewed as Satan's attack on us or his attempt to stop us from doing something about it, to try and make us feel as though it's not important enough or that you won't make a big enough difference to matter, and giving you any reason he can think of to make you quit. But the value of a soul is told to us in Matthew 16:26 when it says, "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for a soul?" Meaning there's nothing that you could possibly give, even if you had the power to give the whole world for a soul, it wouldn't be worth it. And so even if we, as that young boy, threw one soul back into sent it to salvation, we've already done something that's more valuable than anything in this world. So how do we do that? How do we get them to salvation? Obviously preaching and teaching and going out, and as the Great Commission commands us to do. But another way we can do it is by simply sharing God's love, being the example that he sets forth for us, and showing them the example that he would have us set for them. In Matthew 5, verses 14 through 16, it says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." And I want to key in on that, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. I think it's important that we do good deeds as often as we can. Sometimes it takes practice to get used to it, but other times it just comes naturally. But to do good deeds in front of others, let them see you do it, not for your own personal gratification or your own glory, but to glorify your Father in heaven. Because when they see that, you don't know how that might impact or touch somebody's life. It's not to be confused with the kind of doing good for others as you see in Matthew 6:2, which says, "So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their own reward in full." We're not to go out there and do it on purpose for our benefit. It's got to be for his. And it can be anything from giving, from helping, being an ear, cheering somebody up on a bad day. But try and make it your goal at least once a week, every day really, but at least once a week to do a good deed that others see, so that they can see how to do it, or they can see his love being poured forth on someone, or the example that you set. So let's just make a conscious effort, I guess, to try and do that each week. And that way our Father in heaven can be glorified through it all. That's all I got.